And welcome back, YouTube. This is Booster Box Buster here with another video. Today I got for us, from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, Duelist Alliance. First edition, English edition, Arc V era, Booster Box unboxing. Now the Duelist Alliance was the very first pack released in the Arc V era, so this one gave us our very first taste of Pendulum monsters and magic cards. And also one really cool thing about this set in particular is you could still pull ultimate rares out of this particular box. Well, not this box in particular, but this particular set. And I'm really hoping to pull one because some of those ultimate rares in this set are really, really cool. Now, I have opened up some of these in the past. I opened up like maybe a handful I got at Target. I think I pulled one or two decent cards out of this particular set back in the day. And then I think that was really about it. I never really touched much of the Arc V Arc ever again because I never really liked Pendulum summonings until, of course, I started this channel. Now, I've been playing a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game for the Switch, and I gotta say, I played through the Arc V Arc, and I'm still not a big fan of Pendulum summonings, although some cards are particularly cool. I'm just not a huge fan of the Pendulum monsters in general. But, with that said, let's start this particular booster box unboxing. Let's just crack them open like normal. Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs, I just love doing this too. It's just not... I don't really desire to keep some of them, and honestly the cards don't really get bent when I open them this way, so I like to do it this way. And another good thing, these packs are so much easier to open than Naruto packs. Naruto packs are a pain, these open with ease. Okay, so let's start. Hippo Carnival. Was this set that introduced Shaddolls, or was that the next set? If this set had Shaddolls, I'm hoping to pull some Shaddolls stuff. Yep, Shaddolls. Okay, I'm hoping to pull some good Shaddoll support. That would be excellent. Shaddolls are still a pretty cool archetype. Shaddoll Squamata? TellarKnight Alpha, not Star TellarKnight, just TellarKnight Alpha. Gaia, the Polar Knight. That's interesting. We got Star TellarKnight, Skybridge, sorry. Sonata, the Melodious Diva. Superheavy Samurai, Swordsman. Artifact Chakram. And Feast of the Wild level 5. Very cool. Alright, not a bad first pack. Another nice thing, which I consider this a nice thing, a lot of people don't. Every pack does not contain a holo. I think it's a lot more special, a lot more... it just feels a lot better when you pull a holo from packs that don't have a holo in every pack versus packs that do have a holo in every pack. It just feels like you're getting... like you hit the jackpot when you get an actual good holo. You know what I'm saying? Compared to, oh, a super rare. You get a super rare in every pack? That's not special. In this pack, if you pull a super rare, it's like, yes, I've got one that did not just contain a silver letter card. I understand part of the reasoning was to help prevent weighing of packs, but to offset that, they could have just included a reverse foil of a common card like Pokemon does, instead of putting a super rare in every pack. Chaos Seed. Or for the collector, just have a super rare variant of every silver letter rare instead of including a regular, different super rare in every pack. I don't know. There's different ways I could have done about that. Chaos Seed. Performapals Swordfish. Cloud Castle. The Agent of Entropy, Uranus. Flash Knight. Ooh, it was actually a really powerful card when it first came out. Shadow Fusion. It's a spell card, normal speed. Fusion summon one Shaddolls fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or your side of the field as fusion materials. If your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can also use monsters in your deck as fusion material. You can only activate one Shaddolls fusion per turn. Now, the first part of the effect, that's pretty standard. Wouldn't really make that card all that special, but that second part, if your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from their extra deck, you can also use monsters in your deck as fusion material. That's very, very powerful. And when this card came out, and honestly, till this day, the odds of your opponent having a monster from their extra deck on the field is relatively high. So you play this, you're probably going to be able to search your deck for the fusion material in addition to on field or in hand. Yeah, because it says monsters, not just one monster. So you could use both fusion materials from your deck instead of having to use anything from your hand or the field. So that's a very powerful card. That's actually what made this card so desirable and fusions much more powerful back in the day. Shaddolls Fusion, super rare. Pilgrim Reaper. Performapal Skeeter Skimmer and Curse of the Shadow Prison. Let's try to speed this up a little bit. I know that I spent way too long on the first part of this video. Recover, sorry, not rebook. Battery Man 9V. Star TellarKnight. Oh boy, that's Unakal something. Is that Dracocision? Dugo. Dragon Horned Hunter, another super rare, not bad. So this is a normal monster with a Pendulum effect. His Pendulum level is 3. Let's take a look. 2300 attack, 1000 defense. Let's see what his spell ability is. All normal monsters gain 200 attack. You take no battle damage from battles involving normal monsters you control. If he said all normal monsters could not be destroyed by battle, this card would be ran in a lot more decks. But you take simply no battle damage, which means that monsters could still be destroyed by battle, you just take no resulting damage. Really knocks down the viability of this card. It's even a level 6, so it's not easy to get out. Yeah, there's better cards to run than this. Not a very good card. Dragon Horned Hunter. Artifact Chakram. Performapal Skeeter Skimmer, and Deskbot 001. That's right, this had the Deskbot series started as well. We start off with a numbered Number Hunters. I doubt we're going to get a holo here. Unless we get lucky enough to get a ghost rare, but I'm not holding my breath for that. Number 58, Burner Visor. Zing Prana. Artifact Lanza. Battle Guard Rage. A Performapal. How do you say that? Kaleidoscorp. Interesting. Battle Guard Howling. Fishborg Doctor. The Monarch's Stormforth. And Star TellarKnight Vega. Not the Vega I'm familiar with from Street Fighter, but Vega nonetheless. Good luck. Star Teller Nova Wave. Artifact Lanza. Zing Piranha. Arya the Melodious Diva. Performapal Whipsnake. This was actually not a bad card to use in the story mode of the Arc V campaign. Battle Guard Howling. Fishborg Doctor. The Monarch Stormforth. And Star TellarKnight Vega. I don't understand why some of them are upside down. Unless I got a resealed box, which I hope not. Taking all the money cards. I'm not accusing that, I'm just saying it has happened in the past. Not hopefully not with me, but I know people have been scammed like that in the past. Metaphys Armed Dragon. Chaos Seed. Performapal Swordfish. Batteryman 9 Volt. We got Star TellarKnight. Altair, like Assassin's Creed. Ooh, it's shiny. We got Star Teller Nova Alpha. It is Counter Trap. Let's read its effect. No, not Ultimate Rare, just regular Ultra Rare. When a spell trap card or monster effect is activated, send one face-up TellarKnight monster you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card and draw one card. So it's like Solemn Judgment, but instead of paying half your life points, you have to have a TellarKnight on your field, right? Yeah, on your field. You send it to the graveyard. You negate the activation, and then you draw a card. Not terrible. If it was just a negation, it wouldn't be that great, but the draw a card really brings up the valuability of this card. Obviously, it can only be ran in TellarKnight decks, but not a bad choice if you don't have a Solemn Judgment or some other card, and you need that type of card for that deck. Not a bad choice at all. That's Star Teller Nova Alpha. Exchange of Night and Day. Curse of the Shadow Poison Prison. And a Resonance Insect. Come on. And there it goes. Battle Guard Rage. Recover. Number 58, Burner Visor. Metaphys Armed Dragon. Panzer Dragon. That's kind of cool. Exchange of Night and Day. Curse of the Shadow Prison. Resonance Insect, and Pilgrim Reaper. I love the art of this card, it's so cool. Panzer Dragon's kind of a throwback to the old, older fusions. Just the art. Like that's something I'd be I think I'd see out of like Metal Raiders. Maybe a little bit too cartoony. Maybe a Magic Ruler. Superheavy Samurai, Blue Brawler. Spy, Sea Spy, one of the most censored cards for American release. If you don't know the history, look up this history of this card. It is quite censored. The Agony of Entropy, Uranus. Star Telenova, Wave. UA Perfect Ace. Come on. Ooh, Pendulum back. Not quite sure what this card does. It's a regular trap. If you have 2 cards in your Pendulum zones, target 2 monsters in your graveyard, each with a level between the Pendulum scales of the cards in your Pendulum zones, add them to your hand. Okay, so you have to have 2 Pendulum monsters. And then you have to have 2 monsters in your graveyard. Not 1. If you only have 1, it doesn't work, because it says you have to target 2. So you have to have at least 2 monsters in your graveyard, and 2 Pendulum monsters in your Pendulum zone. And then you have to fall within the scaling of the 2 Pendulum cards in order to return them to your hand, right? Now, of course, you can do that, activate this card, and then instantly Pendulum summon those 2 to the field. However, it's a very specific card, one that's going to require a lot of setup. In my opinion, not really worth it. Especially since Pendulums now don't have their own zone, they take up 2 spots on the field. Pilgrim Reaper, Performapals Skater Skimmer, and Curse of the Shadow Prison. Gaia the Polar Knight. Shaddolls, that card. TellarKnights Alpha. Hippo Carnival. Ooh, Shaddolls Dragon. Very nice. Deskbot 001. Battleguard Howling. I got quite a few of those. Fishborg Doctor. That card seems to follow it in the Monarch's Storm Forth. There we go. Ah, come on. Hippo Carnival. Chain Dispel. Recover. Some of these cards feel like they stick a little bit. That's annoying. Cloud Castle. Ooh, that card looks cool. We got, what's his name? Breaker the Dark Magical Warrior. Very nice. Sonata the Melodious Diva. Superheavy Samurai, Swordsman. Superheavy Samurais were a very interesting archetype. I'm very glad I got a chance to play them in the story mode. Artifact Chakram. Feast of the Wild, level 5. Very nice. We got Battleguard King, Cloud Castle, Dracocision, Chain Dispel. Oh boy. Kree, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss, Battleguard Howling, Gaia the Midnight Sun, I love that name, Midnight Sun, Shaddolls Hedgehog, and Performapal Hippo. Don't think that card was ever really used in the game for the Switch. If it was, I rarely ever used it because I don't think it was that good. Last pack on the left hand. Superheavy Samurai, Blue Brawler. Star TellarKnight. Number 58, Burner Vision. Zing Piranha. Dugo. Oh, okay, so this is our last holo on the left-hand side. Full Cult's Cannon? Interesting. It is a normal, level 5 Pendulum monster. But let's see its effect. During your end phase, if this card was activated this turn, you can target one face-up spell trap card on the field, destroy it. So it's a one-time, like MST, but your opponent has a chance to use it before you can even activate this particular effect. Not the best. It's a spellcaster, level 5 spellcaster, so it requires a tribute to get out. Yeah, not a very good card. Just use MST. Nefarious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariouses. That's a fun card. That 6. Is this the card? Yes. I think this card, if it's not banned, this card should probably be banned. Each time a player rolls a die or dice, you can choose one die result and apply the appropriate effect based on the result. 1, 3, or 5, that dice result is a 6. 2, 4, or 6, that die result is a 1. This affects any... You can make an entire dice deck around this card and either win or lose every single time. This card is super effective in certain decks. Like I said, if it's not banned already, I haven't looked at the ban list lately. This card needs to be. This card is very powerful. And Shaddolls Hedgehog. That does it for the left-hand side. Let's move to the right-hand side. No secret, no ultimate, so hopefully ultimate and secret are on the right-hand side, or else it's gonna be a sad day. Gaia the Polar Knight. Arya the Melodious Diva. Recover. Battery Man 9V. Superheavy Samurai. Big Benkai. Superheavy Samurai. Swordsman. Yes. Okay, he's wielding a hammer and a sword, but he's just a swordsman. Artifact Chakram. Feast of the Wild level 5, and Nefarious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariouses. Cloud Castle, Superheavy Samurai, Blue Brawler, Star TellarKnight, that, number 58, Burner Visor, Face Off, Nefarious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness, that 6, a very broken card in my opinion, Shaddolls Hedgehog, and Zing Unleashed. That 6, if it just affected your opponent, nobody would run it. If it affected just you, once again, it's a very powerful card. The fact that it could affect your opponent and yourself gives it that just a little bit extra potency. Although most people would use it, of course, to affect themselves over their opponent. Chain Dispel, Hippo Carnival, Shaddolls that, Star TellarKnight Alpha, that one is Scram, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss, Gaia the Midnight Sun, Shaddolls Hedgehog, Performapal Hippo, Hip, and Sonata the Melodious Diva. Huh. I believe our shot at a ghost rare is going way down, so that's unfortunate, but it still exists. Performapal Swordfish, Hippo Carnival, Chain Dispel, Recover. This one is Graph, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss, Sonata, the Melodious Diva, Superheavy Samurai, Swordsman, Artifact Chakram, and Feast of the Wild, level 5. Haven't hit a hollow on the right-hand side at all. That's kind of worrisome. Star Teller Nova, Wave, Battle Guard King, Cloud Castle, Dracocision. Oh boy, what is this one? It is Mozart, the Melodious Maestra. Very cool. Ooh. Tsunami, Fire of the Yang Zing. Very cool. Super rare, level 4, Wyvern Effect, 1900 attack, 0 defense. When this card you control is chosen at battle or card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon one Yang Zing monster from your deck in defense position except Tsunami, Fire of the Yang Zing. Well, it says battle or card effect, so that's pretty good. So you can even Dark Hold it and activate the effect. That's nice. You can only use the effect of the Tsunami, Fire of the Yang Zing once per turn during your opponent's main phase or battle phase. You can immediately after this effect resolve, synchro summon one synchro monster using only Yang Zing monsters you control. This is a quick effect as a synchro monsters used. A synchro monster that uses this card as a synchro material against 500 attack and defense. Okay. So you can synchro summon a monster on your opponent's turn. Main phase, right? Main or battle phase. So, if your opponent proceeds to the battle phase, they have to worry about you synchro summoning a Yang Zing monster. If you have the cards out to do it. And if you have the cards out to do it, you can bet that your opponent's probably not going to attack due to fear of you wanting to synchro summon that monster. In addition, when you synchro summon a monster using this card, it gains 500 attack. Not bad. And its first effect, its tutor effect, is very powerful as well. Probably a card that you probably want to run in a Yang Zing deck. There you go. That's not a bad card. Performapal, Skeeter Skimmer, Curse of the Shadow Prison, and Battle Guard Howling. Very nice. I expect we might be hitting a few hollows, either in a row or it's going to be like a few hollows here. I'm hoping anyway, if ratios are close to what they're supposed to be. The Agent of Entropy, Uranus, the Armed Dragon, Artifact Lanza, Star TellarKnight, Alpha, Shaddolls Falco, very nice, building up the Shaddolls. Ooh! Speaking of Shaddolls, very, very nice card there. Shaddolls Construct. 2800 attack, 2500 defense, Fairy Fusion effect. One Shaddolls monster plus one light monster. Must be first fusion summoned. If this card is special summoned, you can send one Shaddolls card from your deck to your graveyard. At the start of your damage step, if this card battles a special summoned monster, destroy that monster. That's pretty good. This card is sent to your graveyard. You can target one Shaddolls spell or trap card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Not bad. So you can get one Shaddolls monster from your deck to your graveyard with this card effect. Very nice. And when this card ever battles an opponent's special summon monster, it's instantly destroyed. No battle damage, no proceed to battle phase. As soon as it attacks it, it recognizes it's a special summon monster, it gets destroyed immediately. Very nice. So you can get rid of some very pesky monsters with this particular effect. However, if your opponent, or if you're not facing, is it battle? Yeah, it's just battles. So all your opponent, even if your opponent attacks it, it's perceived as a battle, and your opponent's monster would be instantly destroyed. So yeah, this card would be very annoying for your opponent if your opponent uses any sort of special summon type deck. If your opponent is oddly enough using a normal summon deck, this card is 100% pointless, and you better have a backup fusion card ready for it. Yeah. Shaddolls Construct. Pretty powerful card. Gaia, the Midnight Sun. Shaddolls Hedgehog. Performapal Hippo Hip. That was a good card. I'm happy with that one. I like Shaddolls. Batteryman Volt 9. Superheavy Samurai Blue Brawler. Spy Sea Spy. The Agent of Entropy Uranus. UA Mighty Slugger. Curse of the Shadow Prison. Resonance Insect. Pilgrim Reaper. And TellarKnights Vega. We should have at least one or two more supers, I'm hoping. And then a secret if we didn't get a unfortunate box. Battleguard King. Chaos Seed. Performapals Swordfish. Cloud Castle. TellarKnights Skybridge. Pilgrim Reaper. Performapals Skitter. Curse of the Shadow Prison, and Battleguard Howling. Yeah, I'm beginning to think less and less that we have a shot at any sort of a ghost rare here. Battleguard Rage. Armed Dragon. Chaos Seed. Performapals Swordfish. Breaker, the Dark Magical Warrior. Castle, the Sky Blaster Musketeer. It's an XYZ, rank 4, 2000 attack, 1500 defense, Winged Beast XYZ effect. 2 level 4 monsters. You can attach one XYZ material from this card, then target one face-up monster in the field, change it to face-down defense position. You can attach 2 XYZ materials from this card, then target one monster in the field. Shuffle it into the deck. You can only use Castle Musketeer effect per turn and only once per turn. Not the best effect, I'm not going to lie. So he can either turn a monster that's face up on the field to face down defense position for 1, or for 2 he can take a monster and shuffle it back into the opponent's deck. Obviously the second effect is much more useful, but I think there's much better ways to get that effect out than have to use a 2 material cost on a XYZ monster. So yeah, not the best card. I probably wouldn't run it. Probably a lot better cards out there than that. The Monarchs Stormforth, TellarKnights Vega, in exchange of night and day. We got Hippo Carnival, Chain Dispel, Superheavy Samurai, Blue Brawler, Pop-Up, I think that's the first one of those we got. That's kind of cool. Shaddolls Dragon. Ooh! Not a bad secret. Time Space Trap Hole. A regular trap card. When your opponent special summons a monster from the hand or extra deck, shuffle that monster into the deck, then you lose 1,000 life points for each returned monster. Okay, so this card could be improved if it said from your opponent's hand, deck, or extra deck, or graveyard. Or basically if it just said when your opponent special summons a monster, period. This card would definitely be a lot better. It does have its uses. Probably one of the weaker trap holes of the series. I was thinking that this was something different when I first seen it. Yeah, probably there's definitely a lot better trap hole cards or mirror force type cards out there. So, the nice thing is it gets that monster, if it is summoned that particular way, it gets shuffled, so it gets hard for your opponent to resummon it. Yeah, in my opinion, there are definitely better cards out there that do the same thing but better. Time Space Trap Hole. Really cool art, though. I love that art. Exchange of Night and Day, Curse of the Shadow Prison, and Resonance Insect. I think there's a Mirror Force that does kind of the same thing, only when your opponent declares an attack, which, granted, might be too late if your opponent's monster is unaffected by particular cards, but it's not counter trap speed anyway, so it can't really do anything. Yeah, never mind. Star TellarKnight, U, number 58, Burner Visor, Yang Zing Piranha, Artifact Lanza. That's Kree, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss, Performapals, Skeeter Skimmer, Deskbot 001, Battle Guard Howling, and Fishborg Doctor. Well, this is unfortunate. We're down to our last pack. So that means no Ultimate Rare yet, no Ghost Rare. I'm really hoping to pull one of those in this particular pack. If not, well, it's unfortunate, but we got one of the cases that did not contain, or boxes that did not contain either one of those. I'm pretty sure there's an Ultimate Rare Shaddolls in this set. That would be fantastic to pull if I'm lucky enough. Armed Dragon. Gaia, the Polar Knight. Shaddolls, that. Star TellarKnight Alpha. Shaddolls Beast. Just for the surprise, Fishborg Doctor, the Monarch Stormforth, and Star TellarKnight Vega. Is it Stuff of Dreams or Stuff of Sadness? Sadness indeed. No ultimate, no ghost. Well, that was that box. Let's take a look at the hollows as the recap. So, we got Time Space Trap Hole. Better cards do exist out there, but I love the art. Castle, the Skybridge Musketeer, not the best card. El Shaddolls Construct, probably my favorite hollow of the set. Tsunami, Fire of the Yang Zing, very powerful tutor card, probably a very important card to the Yang Zing. Full Cult's Cannon, not a very good card. Pendulum back, very specific card. Star Teller Star Teller Nova Alpha. Very powerful counter trap for TellarKnight decks. Dragonhorn Hunter. And the powerful Shaddolls Fusion. Alright, with all that said, this has some booster box Buster opening up a sealed booster box of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V Era, First Edition English Edition Duelist Alliance. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you want to see future content like that, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel a lot. And let me know in the comments down below what your particular favorite card from this opening was. If you want to check out a previous video on the channel, it should be appearing right about now. Well, I think that about wraps that up. This has been Booster Box Buster with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Opening. I'm hoping the next one will be a little bit sooner than there's less of a time gap. And I'm signing out. Peace.